Ya mosi na mobali sila tela mukili mama. Mama. Oh mama mama. Mama. Oh mama. Oya kojoko longai mosi. Zama pesi ngai tomu. Nabo takabasi bande kubanyo kolongo bano ya bato. Nayo kaka motema basi bande ko. Oh mama. Oh mama 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 mama. Matata ya mwasi na mobali si tena mukili mama. Mama. Oh mama mama. Mama. Oh mama.
Welcome back to your channel. It's not just our channel, it's your channel. This is Family Dynamics, brought to you by TKB, and TKB stands for
The Kadala Brothers.
And we are all about
family,
love, life,
And the music.
Thank you guys. So on our first episode, it was just more of an introduction when we were talking about purpose.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about community, and we're still very, very happy that our dad is around here. Basically, when you talk about community, we're going to talk about how we were raised, the people around us, the families that we grew up in with,
Yes.
and then basically how our parents raised us, and the values that they instilled in us, and also the values that we saw the community around us. We were actually very lucky because during our days, it was a community's responsibility to raise the kids. Nowadays, I see it's very difficult, even for a parent. They don't want anyone to discipline their kids. It has to be at a personal level. But for us, where we grew up, we grew up in Nairobi West Prison. And it was communal. It used to be called Kambi. Kambi means a camp. So there, I remember there are times when a parent of any other person, if they found you doing something wrong,
Together with their children.
or even just even if their children were not there, if they just found you doing wrong, they're not going to report you to your parent. They're going to just deal with you there and then. And you know, the next thing when you went to tell your parent that someone dealt with you, you just knew that you're going to make it worse because your parent is going to discipline you again.
Entertain it.
Yes. So basically, community, basically the people around you shape also the values, not just from the home, but also the society. So I'm going to start with Alan. He's going to tell us a bit on community for him, the things he remembers. And we're going to also talk about the people that we grew around and how that shaped us to be who we are today. So Alan, what are your recollections of childhood, community, the people around, the friends?
Really good memories that I have. Growing up in Kambi, like you've just said, Kambi, it was such a nice experience. And I will remember a moment where we were so much together. Unity was the key because everyone, like the schools that we were together, it was just one school that we were studying at. Everyone, the school, it was Langata Road Primary School.
Most people went to Langata.
Exactly.
90% of the population.
That was our neighborhood.
So we could meet in school, then we meet at home, and then we go the playground. We go to the shamba there.
Shake. The days of Makai.
Exactly. Shake there, some guavas.
There used to be a very, very big farm. So where we grew up was it was a correctional facility, and our dad was an officer there. So they used to have a very big farm where there was all sorts of vegetables. That's what he's trying to refer to.
Exactly. Yeah, so it was such an amazing moment, because I just don't know how friendship goes, because those friends that I used to have, Hilary and Marvin and Manu, they were so they were so privileged that they grew up with those friends until they became like over 20s and all that. But for me, it was different, because we left Kambi when I was still very young, at around 10 or 11 years old. So I think that transition was kind of exactly. It was kind of disadvantage to me, because you are used to those children in Kambi, those your peers that you are there with, and then all of a sudden you move to another place, and then you meet another kind of people in a very different environment. The place which I'll not mention, but you will get to know the place later. Yeah, so it was nice experience, I would say, because it shaped me a lot, because I think Kambi is one of the greatest childhood memories that I have, and
thank you, Alanu. His recollection of our life there was a bit short, because when he was growing up, it was a short time before our dad retired. So but Manu can have, I think he has more recollections of us growing in Nairobi West prison. So he can share a bit of his experiences with the community, the friends.
Thank you, Larry. I'd like to say that one of the most beautiful and cherishable memories that I have about the community that I grew up in, I can say that it's one of the best memories which are there to be kept like forever, because the people I grew up with, the kind of environment I grew up in, I can say that
we really didn't have much.
Yes,
but the unity
in there, it was just awesome. The people I grew up with, the school I went to, actually there are those people we started with from the nursery level. So from the nursery level, we went at the same primary school, even the same high school. So
there was a sense of community.
There was a sense of community in the way we lived, in the way we interacted with each other, in the way we played soccer with one another. We could go tournaments with one another. The same people, we will carry ourselves. Maybe there are those places which were distant enough, but to realize that we will gather up together and we will psych up ourselves and be like, hey guys, despite us having no transport, we can walk, guys. And we used to cheer up and psych up one another as we used to go to play soccer. We used to have very
different games,
not just soccer. Yes, there was this game, police and robber. Those were some of the games that we used to have during those days. We really enjoyed them. There are those how do I call them? There are those wires that we used to
Farah. Not just the Farah. Not the Farah. The nice cars.
The nice cars. Yes.
The cars that Mavo drove
from one. Body built by Ahmed.
We used to just explain how that engineering was being done.
Yeah,
what were you doing with the wires?
We used to have in fact, the manufacturers that you normally see nowadays, I think during our time, we used to like the KCI, the Dodi, the likes of Akina,
CFG.
The CFG. We used to have, do we call them producers or how do we call them?
Assemblers.
Assemblers. Manufacturers. We had different manufacturers and they were so creative in a way that they could mold something that looks exactly like the matatus that we used to see on the
Those
road.
days.
Yeah. So it was a nice experience because for me, just like is it Hilary or Alano was just say that I drove it until I was in Form 2. That's when I realized that.
And basically, people used to drive up to around class 6.
Class 5.
Yeah. So I was so passionate about cars.
Yeah.
And up to date, I still love cars. And it's something that when you have a child loving toys, in future, those are great engineers. Because I ended up being having different talents. Like I can fix a car, I can fix electricity, I can do a lot of things. So it was such an amazing experience because so many people that we grew up together doing such stuff, they ended up being engineers.
Yeah, those are really good experiences. And what happened is, as we grew up, the families were very close together. And I remember most of my peers, we were born almost the same ages. So from the same family, we'll have people in different age categories.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember maybe an example is the Karugo family. I had Andrew was my friend. Kim went to the same class with Mavo. Kirago went to the same class. So most of the time we were just the same community. I remember there's the Kiberenges,
the Ostanui.
Yes.
You're in the same class. Cheriot, I was in the same class with Cheriot.
Lino
was with Kibet and Kilangeno.
Yes.
Then Kurui, their sister.
Then
the Umas.
Yes. Then the Umas family. Fabi Umas family. Byron was the eldest.
Then Skuku. Then Des.
Then I also remember they were Rocos, but them they were a bit.
They were a bit older. They were
older.
But the Demos. Kina Jackson, Chef.
But they really mentored us.
They mentored us.
They were ahead of us. And they showed us direction.
The
Upilis, Kina Shadi.
Levi.
Yes, and we can't. The Mongolis. How can we forget the Mongolis? Boi was a tough kid. But he had a golden heart.
Sure. The Omondis.
Faith and Kevo. It was really interesting. And we can't forget Jamal. So it was a really, really nice community. And I remember, despite all the challenges, our dad and the parents were in government. And the pay was very, very meager. So most of the time you'll find that at the end of the month, you've really you have so much debt that when you go to collect your salary, all of it goes to the debt.
Start over again.
The shopkeepers just
they wait for you.
They wait for you. Because
actually, what used to happen? I remember when this Mariam. The prison, prison bar, lorry,
the prisoners to court and back.
Back then they used to go and
called
collect,
the Maria.
Mariamu. They used to go and collect salaries from the bank. Central Bank, and then they come and
big escort.
So Akinadad, they used to queue.
The money never went to the account.
They never used to collect their salaries from the bank. So the shopkeepers
used to gather. They will gather at the gate, waiting for the pay.
Whoever has taken his salary,
we are here. We are
waiting from there. Because if you just let them pass without that the debt for the month will not be paid.
So they go direct to the accountant.
So when you get to the accountant, the shopkeeper is there standing beside the
they come with the book.
With a book. So and so is owing me like 3,000 shillings. And then maybe you also had loan.
Most of the time they had loans.
They were servicing very little. So you find yourself earning 3,000 and the shopkeeper's book reads that you owe him 3,000. So you end up with nothing.
Go home with nothing.
It was really tough. I
You
don't know.
have, and you're the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Manu, Kori, you don't have a recollection. I do. That experience passed you, and Alano can remember.
No, I remember, man. I remember very well.
Yeah.
The way it used to happen, because I remember at some point, we will be eagerly expecting during those end months when Dad will be
to
coming.
come.
Tell us that
Yeah.
my chicken,
Yes,
Today.
We are going tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Eat
Yes.
chicken.
We'll eat meat. Yes.
Man, so we were waiting with
Eagerly.
so much expectation, you know. And at that time, because our dad has already told us, my children, don't worry, this end man, just hold us
chill.
there, just chill, man.
Cheese, chapo, and meat.
You're going to eat well this end month.
Yes.
By the time he gets there, man, we are very, very expectant. We know that today is the day, we are going to have a
D-Day.
celebration in this house. Man, the time he gets there, he went there cheerful. But the moment he got there,
Long face.
Long face.
Of which
And then he used to console us with the guitar.
guitar will go to bed without eating, but at least after the
Plays
sweet
the
rhythm
guitar.
falling into our ears, we find
sing.
ourselves
Seeing ourselves to sleep.
to sleep. Of which this reminds me of something. You remember during Christmas Day when Akina Dad used to contribute cash.
Yes.
It was 400 shillings.
400 shillings.
Yeah.
Started with
Happy
200.
yeah, 200, yes.
Yeah, mid-year.
Yes.
Mid-year. So when Christmas Day arrives, they used to slaughter
slaughter some.
bulls.
Yeah.
Buy
buy
some
rice,
ungas,
things
rice,
in bulk.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
In
So
bulk, then
for
share.
those people who used to
Pay.
contribute, once you make that payment at the end of the year, you will get your share. So
It used to be given
In a
on the
green
23rd.
jar.
Yeah, on the 23rd.
On the
Yeah.
23rd.
On green.
Paper bag,
because
paper bag.
Bill.
P-I-L.
Yeah.
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah,
Yes,
those
yes.
papers
With the
that you use,
cowboy.
Yes.
Have a cowboy.
So that
with the calendars.
Yes.
The calendar.
Attached to them. Yeah, so you know when that time reaches and
You didn't pay.
now you see so we used to see other parents
with their
Yes.
children.
with their children carrying shopping
yes.
almost 10 kg
10 kilos.
yeah 10 kilos
10 kilos.
and then
At that time, our dad did pay.
It just reminds me of the agriculture shows that.
yes
those
yes
agriculture
the
shows.
agricultural shows that we never used to that we
Never
never
attended.
attended yeah, until we were old
Take
pay for
ourselves.
ourselves. Yeah. So the same thing we used to feel when we were young, because you know our neighbors will be feasting on meat, and then for us maybe we won't be
Whatever was
experiencing
there.
this.
Yes.
Whatever,
Yeah, but
whatever.
one thing I
But
love
about
the community.
Yeah, the community.
So we always had some place we were called in places
Yes.
to eat.
Yeah.
So we never really missed out on the Christmas
Yes.
spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could just find places to go and eat.
go and eat.
Especially in our best friends' places.
But
Yes.
then one special thing about us was we never begged.
Yes.
We
begged.
never
Yeah.
begged.
Exactly.
That's one thing that our parents taught us.
Without the invite,
Yes.
we'll just stay at home.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Unless you invite
and the
us.
beauty about it, I used to console myself. You know, it's my birthday, so I'm being celebrated everywhere.
Oh yeah. By the way, he was born on the
Yeah.
25th. Christmas Day.
25th, of
Yeah.
December. And back in the days, I remember when Christmas mood used to be felt. By 15th of December,
Yes.
the mood is already there.
It's already set.
Yeah, it's already set. So we used to feel bad when our friends maybe used to go to the village during Christmas days, because we were like brothers. And then another thing I remember when maybe a transfer letter, if one of the parents was to receive a transfer letter, we used to feel very bad that now so and so
They are leaving.
By the way, you know we are forgetting Fadi.
Yeah.
We're almost forgetting. But I hope you're not sleeping. I hope you're listening.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so you can also tell us your
It's
experiences.
very good when you make recollections of our past life in the camp.
Yes.
In fact, I really appreciate, in spite of the hardships we went through, but I still appreciated that these things happened to us. It was a big experience for my children to learn both sides of life. In spite of all those hardships, my children didn't know how to go to encroach in other people's houses, to go and poke, or to go and eat in their houses. They were contented with the little they had. And it has given them that being contented with whatever they have, to this day. And we had good people around. We had good friends, especially our staff mates. We could go to Hassan, the shopkeeper, Karugo. They could even just give us on credit and we later pay. We could go to Kakson. I could go to Mudama.
You remember when you were going to
Ndambuki.
Posho mill. We used to go and do.
He used to give us on credit unga.
Get and pay little by little, and then my children were just contented with that. And in the community, we had people like Gregor, Oluwachi, Boniface, Dodo, Osano, many people.
People who we knew even when Dad was not there. They will show up as our parents.
Exactly.
And being living with people who were friendly. One day I went on leave. My children fell sick, and then they carried some of you back to Nairobi. When I was still left behind
In the village.
I came and found that Boniface and Gregor carried my children to Forces Memorial Hospital, carrying them on their backs.
At night.
Yes.
Geraldo.
That is not something you'll see happening today.
No,
Never.
That's the community that you're talking about.
Yes.
And that is why we do not want to lose
touch with these people.
That kind of relationships. Because it was really something.
There are friends who became family.
So they were just like family. You remember whenever there were families that had conflicts, they used to come to our house. We could make those.
Our home was a conflict resolution center.
Yes. And when we started the ministry, our house became like a church. So people used to come for consolation, and even prisoners. Yes. Many people came there, and then we didn't have something to give them, but only the word of God.
And the love.
The officer in charge really loved my children. He put my children in charge of the entire camp. And whenever there was a function like football or sports, my children were in charge.
Because they were all playing soccer.
They were playing soccer.
Acting.
And Ngaiwa, was it Ngaiwa who was the commentator?
No.
Ngaira could cheer all those all the boy children who were there. He was telling the people that they were dollars.
Like there's a time everyone was called the Adalas.
Whoever was doing well, that was a dollar. So the officer in charge was very interested. Until the time we were leaving the camp, even people didn't want us to leave. Yes, people.
Time for retire came.
It was very sad.
Even us, we felt really sad to leave. Because that's
sad party.
That's the home that we had known for so many years.
And by the way, at the moment we left Nairobi West,
it never became the same again.
Even the camp.
Even the camp.
Yes.
Everything changed.
Because Kariuki even used to call me and ask me, what were you doing when you were here? Because it's like things have changed. And therefore, it was an experience that it was worth living. I couldn't regret why we went through those things. It was some kind of some kind of training, both to myself and even to my children. Yes. So it has molded them to be people who know the value of loving each other and the value of interacting, socializing with the people around. Yes.
It's called, it's what we call social capital. And I remember very well, there's a time when our brother Alan here was unwell. He had issues with his heart and he needed to go for surgery. And it was an emergency.
A lot of money was...
We didn't really know the extent of the damage until we went for further consultation.
Yeah.
And we discovered that the last doctor that we had was a cardiopulmonary surgeon.
surgeon.
He looked at it and said, this guy only has 2 weeks to live. If you guys don't do something, if this surgery doesn't take place now, you're going to lose him.
It's now or never.
Yeah, so, and that time our dad, our mom, they had already retired.
Most
of the money that they had, the pension money had been exhausted because they tried businesses which failed. So it's very difficult for you to start a business during retirement. Most of the time, I think it's because people panic.
Yes.
So you end up investing in the wrong thing.
This is the last money.
Yes, so that is what happened, and we were really struggling at that moment when this guy was unwell. So what I remember one day I just shared on my Facebook page. I shared one of we made cards, pro forma invoices or cards for raising money, and when I shared it, one of our friends, the Karugos, was Manu's friend, is called Kerago. Kerash Mazi, God akubless. So Kerash saw the message on Facebook and he shared it with his siblings. Andrew Mwangi, who's my best friend, who grew up with him. When he saw that, he just called me personally, like, Hilary, what is this that I'm seeing? So I just told him, Alan is unwell, this is what is required. In 2 weeks' time, they require this money. It was a huge sum of money. It was a really, really huge sum of money. And we didn't know how to go about it. So he asked me, how much do you guys need? Then I told him. Then he just told me, it's fine. Let me talk to my siblings and my cousins. The Karugos grew up together as an extended family, but you could never tell whose kid was whose kid.
Exactly.
So when they sat down and they saw and they remembered who we were to them, we were like family to them. They sat down and each and every person...
In fact, the Karugos wanted you to, even to go with them.
Yeah, so when most of them were in the US, so they just decided to put together their money together. And then they sent. When they sent me the money, I was shocked because the amount of money that they sent, I thought it was a dream. I thought we were dreaming. And it went ahead and really, really helped us. It saved us. And from the first episode, we were talking about the importance of each and every person.
Yes.
And we are talking about contributions in terms of sometimes not even finances.
Yes.
Because that time I was the one who was I was the one who was working. Mavo was in Dubai, but he wasn't doing so well. But when we were told about how much was needed, when we went to Karen Hospital, it's Maureen and Manu, our elder sister Maureen, who were taking him around hospitals, trying to get diagnosis from different quarters. So, just knowing how to live with people in society, Manu and Maureen used to go to the same church. So when someone heard of what was happening, they asked them, "Oh, you guys are having, the problem is a heart issue. Okay. There's a doctor I know who I can recommend. You guys just go and talk to him and see." When these guys, the person that they were advised to go and see is called Dr. Okumu. Dr. Okumu just took it from 1.5 and said, if you guys are going to have 800,000, I'm going to do the surgery.
Wow.
Do you know how much we've already saved?
Man.
We've saved 1.2 million
Can you imagine?
from the money that was asked from.
Yes.
Just because of the connections that we have, the relationships that we have with people. And then, this is the most beautiful thing that happened. When we were raising that money, we never, when we were thinking of the amount, that's money we have never even thought of, we've never even touched. And it's required in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, eh?
And then my mom was very worried, my dad was very worried, and I normally have very strong faith. I used to tell them, guys, don't worry, this is very little money. We're going to raise this money. When the money started coming in, we couldn't believe it. We raised that money. And the funny part, when this guy went for the surgery, a surgery that was supposed to take around 8 hours took only 3 hours. 3 hours. And you know the ER or the OR or the operating room, they charge per minute. So the 800 was going to be for the 8 hours.
Yes.
So this surgery was done in 3 hours, a record 3 hours.
In fact, the doctor said he had never done such
Smooth, such a successful,
like that
smooth,
one.
Very smooth.
Yes.
Something that God had
Yes, he
blessed
had.
his hand.
He was actually the one who was doing the surgery.
Yes.
Himself.
So the doctors were just following directions.
Yes.
So when all this happened, we had raised almost the same 800. We had raised around there.
Yeah.
So in 3 days' time, this guy had fully recovered from a heart surgery. And then when we went there, we were told this guy is ready to go home.
Matata ya mwasi na mobali sila tena mukili mama. Mama. Oh mama, mama. Mama. Oh mama. Ikaboni nizabe osala biso mibali. Tosalela kabasi. Pagobali ya kabala taka. Bisumbu na mobimba bata loboko na zoto ye. Oh mama. Matata ya mwasi na mobali sila tela mukili mama. Mama. Oh mama, mama. Mama. Oh mama. Mama gai mwasi. Oya kojoko longai mwasi. Zaba pesi ngai tumu. Nabo takabasi bande kubanyo kolongo bano ya bato. Nayo kaka motema basi bandeko. Oh mama. Oh mama, 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 mama. Matata ya mwasi na mobali si tena mukili mama. Mama. Oh mama, mama. Mama. Oh mama. Nakosonga nanga vewe komani na aza kombo ya sika eloko endimami nasali vewe komani na aza kombo ya sika adrese mosusu mene hasta nisinga makutangi vewe okokutangata mama naye bakosela yo.
I remember that afternoon. Just I was talking to him and I was asking him, what do you want me to bring for you? Then he told me this. So as I was going there, the moment I got there, he told me, Manu, can you please read this letter? Then I saw the letter. I was like, what? This is a letter. Is this a letter of discharge or what am I seeing? And I asked him, are you okay? Are you sure? Are you sure you're okay? And he told me the doctor came. He's been coming here every morning to monitor me. And he just told me, I am okay. And I could tell that my brother was very much okay because
he was breathing well now.
He was breathing very well. He was very, very enthusiastic about. Yes.
So before that, he was very tired.
He was. Yes.
He was walking with there's a
catheter.
There's a catheter, and then there was
a pipe.
There was a pipe that was coming and a container.
Yeah.
So
Three
the pipe,
containers.
Yes. So the pipe was passing through ribs to the lungs.
Yes.
So it was draining water to the container, and he had to walk with them until that surgery was done.
Man.
So this guy had been in so much pain. We used to see him and feel so bad. So when we did that, after depositing to the doctor's office and then the other to the hospital. So when this guy was being discharged, we went to the to the accounts. Yeah. So when we went to the accounts, I asked them for our bill because we've been told he's being discharged. So the bill that they gave us, they told us the money that you deposited was 200. So what was spent was 100 and the amount that was supposed to the total amount was around 250.
Actually, it had surpassed.
Yes.
It has surpassed the 200. So they told us that they needed, I think it was around 6,000 shillings.
Around 6,000.
Yes.
They needed around 6,000.
Yes. That's
So
what
we
we
were
were
like,
owing them.
Yeah, so we asked them, are you for real? Then they told us, yeah. Then we were like, okay, because we need the money. We're not going to ask a lot of questions. If they are going to, if they are going to tell us anything else, or if they had messed up with the bill, let them find us cleared and we had left already. You know. So we did it very, very fast. And we were leaving the hospital and we were looking back to see whether they are following us. And then we went home and this guy was home and we were happy. We prayed and then we were like, okay, maybe we've cleared with the hospital. But the doctor who did the surgery, he has his own fee. So Maureen told me, Hilary, you call him and then we hear what he has to say. And I call and then... No, it's actually Maureen who called.
Yeah, it's Maureen who called.
Maureen called Dr. Okumu. They had actually developed a very good rapport.
Close friendship.
Yeah, so when Maureen called, and he asked the doctor, now we've paid, we have cleared the hospital. Now we want to finish paying you.
Yes.
How much do we owe you? Then the doctor starts laughing. He's like, what do you mean? You guys don't owe me anything. You guys deposited 200,000 in my office.
Yes.
That's all.
Can you imagine?
Then we thought the doctor was joking.
Yes.
We asked Maureen, just ask him again. Is he very clear in what he's saying? So we had raised 800,000. But we spent 400 and something thousand.
Can you imagine?
So we had
balance
of 400,000. That is the money that we used. Most of the money helped in this guy's school fees when he went to campus. So it was there was a silver lining.
Amen.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, every cloud has a silver lining. So something that had been a very big challenge ended up being on a very positive note, very blessing. And during that time when this guy was unwell, it really brought us very, very close. It really brought us very, very close. Yes. Yeah. I don't know what you guys are laughing at. Why are you guys laughing? Did I say anything funny? I've never known I'm that funny. The players can laugh this much.
If you could see Maureen and Emmanuel going to the streets crying,
It was
not knowing what to do next.
I remember that time.
Wait.
Yes.
I remember that day there is this hospital that we went to. You know, that time you get to
Roads-
be so
Roads
desperate.
Avenue. Yes.
You get to be so desperate
Yeah.
because
You just go
then you want
nowhere.
to get
Yes,
in.
you just want to.
Yeah. So there is this friend of yours in church that connected you with these people. These they call San Frontiers. Yeah.
Yes.
This
Oh,
Belgian.
San Frontiers.
Exactly.
In
San
Kibera.
Frontiers.
Yeah.
We went there.
So we went there with Maureen,
Yes.
Manu, and Dad.
Yes.
So at that moment is when they took us to Kenyatta.
Yeah. There's a lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lady who really
Exactly.
helped us.
Yeah.
Nahumi.
The sister was working in the hospital.
Yeah, Schneider.
Oh, Schneider.
Yes.
Very kind lady.
Yeah.
God bless you wherever you are.
Schneider.
I don't know how we can get them.
Yeah.
We really want to
Exactly.
appreciate and thank
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and San Frontiers, you guys.
you guys are cool.
Thank
They
you
gave
so
us
much.
Thank you so
Surely.
much.
They
Thank you.
really helped
Yeah.
with moving him to
Ambulance,
Kenyatta.
they,
Yeah,
we
they even
never
paid the
went.
bill. They
Paid
even
the
paid the
bill.
bills in Kenyatta.
Yeah.
Because I stayed in Kenyatta for 10 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Stayed
paid
there
around
for 10 days.
25,000.
Because I was at home at that moment, and these people felt like I need to find someone who monitors me.
Yeah, just to be nursed.
Exactly, someone who could be nursing me because that water that was in the belly,
lungs.
in the lungs and the stomach was so much. So they were using that. There is this pill that people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that pill.
That one that makes you
drained. Yeah, to drain.
exactly. Yeah.
Because actually it was a drowning
Exactly.
from inside.
Yeah.
It was a drowning.
Yeah, so for 4 months I could not sleep for 4 months.
Yeah, he was
I
seated.
could not because I could not lie.
You really have
with
to
my
appreciate
tummy.
Phoebe.
Yeah,
Phoebe
I'm headed.
Odoro.
Ah,
I'm
yeah,
heading
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm heading. I must.
And her
I'm
friend.
I'm heading there.
Wherever
I'm
you
heading
are.
Yes.
Oh, may God
there.
bless you.
You owe a special appreciation from me.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. So
She assigned
at
a
that
friend.
moment, she assigned a friend because she was coming from very
Far.
far, and then her schedule was also tight.
Yeah,
So
her
it got
shifts.
her shift. So it got to a time where she could just assign that lady.
Yes.
They used to buy the medication. They
Yeah.
used to buy even
They
the-
will
They were
come.
not
Yes.
available
It
from the
was
hospital.
a medication that you could not get over the counter.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
You really had to have connections in
True.
hospital for you to get that
Yeah.
med.
Yeah, so they
did
would
it.
come, do it, and then they also give me some movies I watch.
Yes.
They even leave me with laptop. So
Yeah.
it was such a nice moment.
The power of community.
The power of
Yeah.
community.
How you relate to people.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
important.
They really came through.
Yeah, so it
us.
got to a point where they saw that this person cannot be nursed at home.
Yeah.
So that is where San
Frontiers
Frontiers
came
came
through.
in.
came in.
Yeah, they came in and then they saw that no, with this condition, I need to go to Kenyatta. Maybe they could be checking me at
They will
Kenyatta,
manage it
they will
until-
manage it until
Yeah.
that
Until-
time gets and
Yeah,
Okumu was also worried. Dr. Okumu was also worried.
And it's funny, you remember,
Yeah.
in Kenyatta, booking for the surgery would have taken 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
told me that it was around
Yeah.
Feb, so
He
they
was on
told
the
me that,
waiting
yeah,
list.
they told me that the theater will have a chance in August
6
or
months'
September.
time.
Yeah. So I could not wait.
And they had only 2 weeks.
It
Exactly.
was an emergency case.
Yeah.
And I think the health sector should do something
Really
about
work
that
on
because
it.
so many
Yeah.
people die
Yeah.
due to
Out of that, exactly.
Lack of finances.
lack of finances.
So when Okumu came to Kenyatta, he found me there and he said, "Where you
Why are
people?
you here?
Why you bring? Why you brought
You want this guy to
people here?
die?"
This person here." So I stayed there at that moment when they were raising the funds for me to go to the hospital until
we got
that
enough
time
funds.
yeah, exactly. So when I got from that place where in Frontiers took me to Kenyatta, I think I stayed there for like 10 days
Yeah,
in
10
Kenyatta,
days, yeah, it took
exactly.
10 days,
so
yeah.
the bill was around I
Around
could not-
26,
around 26
yeah,
and then
it
they
was-
paid.
yes,
They
yes.
cleared.
They
They
cleared
it.
cleared all that.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate them.
Yes,
wherever they
and
are.
San Frontiers.
Yeah.
Community. The power of community.
Power of
Yes.
Harness.
yeah.
Yes.
Like I always say, it's about service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the service that you give. Each and every person, we need to work on serving.
Serving.
In any capacity that you're able to serve the community. Whatever little that you're able to give that person who's in need. You never know how far or how much you've helped them. For you it might be very, very little. But for them, that is what has made them be able to say to see the end of the day, to be able to get them to the next
impact.
and the next day is where maybe God had designed that they are going to meet
The destiny helpers.
the destiny helpers. So no matter how little you have, always just intentionally try as much as you can. Just give as much as you can, because it's also a sign of faith and a sign of trust in God, that even if I give this today to the needy, I will not lack.
God will still
The person who provides for the birds, who do not even go to the farm to labor, how much can he provide for me? And he is my Father. You know. So let's cultivate
The culture.
that culture of giving.
Servanthood.
The art of giving.
Servanthood. Serving others. Because service to humanity is
Service to God.
It's not when you'll never see God coming as a person. It's that person that you see every day that represents God.
And so what I learned throughout the process is that, guys, it doesn't matter how your year begins. I received my KCSE results of the ward at that moment. I could not even celebrate even though I passed, but I could not even celebrate my results. So there is never a time when I was so low that I was saying that, God, why me? Why is this happening? In fact, Manu can attest to you. I was the most jovial. I was the most contagious.
Something had happened to him.
Yeah, it was the most I remember even in Kenyatta, I was in the same ward with the people who had TB.
He was even assisting people there.
I was assisting them. If I
those who are bedridden.
Exactly, I assist them.
He was very positive.
with his
very
container.
positive.
Exactly.
With his container.
I carried the container and then I just...
the container is connected to,
it's connected
to the lung.
To the lung.
They had to make to drill
Through.
Here.
And then the
pipe
way they did this thing in Kenyatta, Manu can tell you.
Man, it was...
They just drilled
terribly.
like someone who's drilling.
Man, I saw that
chicken.
thing, I was like, oh man.
Terribly.
I wouldn't wish this.
You
the
remember
training
the cough,
doctors,
the cough at that moment, know, the way they are draining
It
that
was
water
not-
fast.
It was not well anesthetized.
Exactly. And then the way they are draining that water.
And you know what happened? It was that night.
Yeah.
That night, these people, is like there are so many emergencies.
Yeah.
So it's like they are doing it so fast so that they can attend
to the next
to the next one. So I would never wish that for anybody.
Earlier today, we were sharing something with our elder sister Maureen about compassion. So many people find themselves into some careers that they are not even compassionate or
they are not
passionate
suited
about.
for.
They are not suited for. There is a case that we saw today about was it these homes that people normally take old-aged
Or the elderly.
Caregivers.
caregivers, exactly. And so
The one in Togoto?
exactly,
I've seen
that
that
one.
story.
I came across a clip that these elderly people were being mistreated,
Beaten.
mishandled, beaten in a way that you don't even imagine the kind
human
of
being.
human being, a young person mishandling an elderly person. So it's a rotten world that we're living in.
It's damaged.
Yeah, it's damaged. So I fail to understand where humanity went to. So the same applies to our health sector, especially in our
public,
country. Public
sector.
facilities. The way they handle
The stories
patients,
out there.
Stories out there.
Sad.
Really mind blowing.
So something needs to be done
Yeah.
because in future we are going to lose great people just because of negligence.
And that's why we are here. We are here Because like I said, community starts from the family level.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
If foundations are built in the family level,
Yeah.
even you see the corruption that we see in the country.
Yes.
Exactly.
Each and every person that you see is corrupt. They
Yes.
come from a family.
From
Sure.
a family, true.
If they can be guided from the family level,
Yes.
that's the easiest way for us to
Yes.
manage and finish this corruption
Yes.
Exactly.
and make it something of the past.
Yes, yes.
So let's create foundations from the family level.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I said, and I always say, the family is the basic unit of a society.
Sure.
True.
So if a society is broken, it means that the family is broken.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I'll say again that a family that is doing well, it's the greatest sign of wealth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wealth is not in monetary value, no. It's when you guys are able to come together,
Yeah.
the unity.
Yes.
Unity,
That is
yeah.
the most important thing.
Sure.
Because if you're together and you're suffering, you never see the suffering.
Never.
There's just so much humor in
Yes,
suffering.
yes.
You
Yeah.
laugh at your problems,
Yes.
you laugh at your troubles.
Yeah.
And anytime you're able to laugh at your troubles,
Yes.
the devil is not happy.
Sure.
Because they know they'll never defeat you. Nothing will make you sad.
Nothing will shake
You'll
you.
always find
Yeah.
happy moments.
Yes.
You know, in life, they say life most of the time pushes you to either the past or the future.
Future, yeah.
But living is in the present.
Yeah.
So we forget so much because we are worrying so much about the future.
Yeah.
Or we are focusing and regretting so much about what happened to us that we forget to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
We forget to live. We forget that the present. Present means gift.
Gift.
Yeah.
Today is
Today.
a gift.
It is.
You just breathing and being alive
Yes.
is a gift that so many people.
Sure.
And someone who's in bedridden in hospital, who's gasping for their last air.
Yeah.
That's the person who will tell you they don't need money or anything in the world.
Sure.
They just need that air.
Yeah.
They just need that life. But we take it for granted.
Yes.
So our viewers, kindly, while you're still alive, it means that God is not yet done with you.
Sure.
There's so much you can still do.
Yeah.
There's so much you can achieve with your
So
life.
much.
We are finishing this episode. I know there's so much for us to share, but we'll have a lot of subsequent episodes and we'll talk. We have a lot of stories to talk about and to share. And if you're heartbroken wherever you are, if you're feeling that you're down, if you're feeling that things are not working in your life, tap into your community.
Yes.
Okay, you'll always find someone to assist you. A lot of people are committing suicide right now. A lot of people are depressed right now, and it's emanating from the fact that a lot of people are not rooted from a family setup. If you're rooted from a family setup, it means that you'll always have social support.
Sure.
And when you have social support, it beats anything else out there. So let's root ourselves in family. Let's root ourselves in friendships. Let's root ourselves in community.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I'm telling you, you're going to live a fruitful life,
Very
a life that is not going to have any regrets. And you're going to enjoy each and every day.
Yes.
So thank you so much for tuning to our show.
Yeah.
Like I always say, it's your show. And always remember, will always be there to assist whoever we are able to reach to. And don't be scared to reach out to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kindly don't forget our name. The program's name is Alano,
Family Dynamics.
and it's brought to you by TKB. And TKB means
The Kadala Brothers.
where we stand for
Family.
Love.
life.
And music.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Doodles.